Asterisk I thought our anniversary would save us. A romantic getaway. Just me and my wife, Leela, to fix our crumbling marriage. But in the heat of passion, she moaned his name. Not mine. His. A coworker. My world shattered. I checked her phone. The texts I found burned my soul. She wasn't just cheating, she was planning a life without me. Asterisk I was gutted. My wife, Leela, moaned another man's name in bed. Not some stranger's name, but Evan's her coworker. A guy I'd met at company picnics, all smiles and handshakes. My blood turned to ice. We were supposed to be fixing our marriage. 6 years, a kid, a house, all teetering on the edge. And now this. Her betrayal hit like a freight train. I had to know more. We planned this weekend to save us. Leela and I have been drifting for over a year, buried under parenting our 4-year-old daughter Mia, and the grind of daily life. Conversations were just logistics, diapers, bills, daycare pickups. The spark was gone. We both felt it. That's why we started therapy. Our counselor said we needed to reconnect, to find that emotional closeness. This trip to a quaint inn in upstate New York was our chance. At first, it worked. We checked into the Willow Inn, a cozy spot we'd visited when we were newlyweds. Nostalgia hit hard. Over dinner at a little Italian place, we laughed about old times, how we'd saved for months to afford our first date there. Her eyes sparkled under the candlelight. We held hands walking back, her fingers warm in mine. For a few hours, I thought we were back. The real us. Then, in our room, things heated up. It was raw. Desperate. Like we were clawing our way back to each other. Her hands gripped my shoulders, her breath hot against my neck. I felt alive again, until she moaned, "Evan." My heart stopped. The room went silent. Her eyes snapped open, wide with panic, like she'd just realized she'd detonated a bomb. "What did you just say?" My voice was sharp. "Foreign Dutch," she stammered. "I didn't mean it. It just slipped out. Evan wasn't some ex from her past. He was her coworker, the guy she saw daily. A guy who'd been at our house for barbecues, joking with me over beers." My stomach churned. "Why his name, Leela?" She scrambled, her voice high and frantic. "It was nothing. I was caught up. Okay." Like a brain fart. I wasn't buying it. Her face told me everything: guilt, fear, a flash of something I couldn't name. I pulled away, my skin burning. "You're thinking about him while you're with me." "No, I swear. It's not like that." But her words were too fast, too desperate. She was lying. I could feel it in my bones. I got out of bed, yanking on my jeans. "I need air. Tom, please," she begged, reaching for me. "Don't ruin this night. Ruin this night." She'd already done that. I grabbed my jacket and stormed out. The door slamming behind me. The inn's hallway was suffocating, the floral wallpaper closing in. I stumbled to the lobby, collapsing into a leather chair. People sipped wine nearby, oblivious to the fact that my marriage was imploding upstairs. My phone buzzed. "Leela, where are you? Come back, please." I ignored it. Evan's name echoed in my head, each syllable a knife. Was I overreacting? No. You don't just say someone else's name like that. Not unless they're in your head, your heart. My hands shook as I stared out the window at the quiet streets of this nowhere town. I replayed every moment. The way she'd been texting more lately, always angling her phone away. The way she'd laugh at messages, saying it was just work stuff. The way she'd mentioned Evan casually, like she was testing his name in the air. I'd been blind. Hours passed. I couldn't stay in the lobby forever. I dragged myself back to the room. Leela was on the bed, knees to her chest, eyes red. "Can we talk?" she whispered. "Talk?" My voice was flat, daring her to explain. "I don't know why I said his name," she started, her words tumbling out. "It was a mistake. I was caught up in the moment. It doesn't mean anything." "Then why him?" I pressed, my jaw tight. She hesitated. That pause, it was everything. We were texting earlier, in the work group chat. His name was just in my head. I laughed, bitter and cold. So if I was texting my mom, I'd moan her name in bed. Her face twisted. "That's not fair," I snapped. "You just said another man's name while we were." I couldn't finish. The image of her thinking about him made me sick. "I'm not into him," she cried. "I love you, Tom. You know that." Did I? I wanted to believe her, but my gut screamed otherwise. "I need time," I said, grabbing a pillow. "Time for what?" Her voice cracked, panicked. "To figure out if I can trust you." I walked to the couch in the suite's living area, leaving her staring after me. I didn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard her voice, soft and breathless, saying his name. Was this a one-off, a stupid mistake, or had I been missing something bigger? My mind spun, picking apart every interaction, every late-night text she'd brushed off. By morning, I was a wreck, but one thing was clear: I couldn't let this go. Asterisk. Morning came, but the fog in my head didn't lift. Lila's voice, moaning Evan's name, played on repeat, each loop tightening the knot in my chest. I lay on the stiff couch, staring at the ceiling, my body aching from betrayal more than the lumpy cushions. She'd shattered something. Trust, love, I didn't know yet, but I needed answers, and I wasn't leaving this room without them. Lila was already up when I walked back to the bedroom. She sat on the edge of the bed, her hair a mess, eyes puffy from crying. "Tom," she whispered, "can we fix this?" Her voice was small, like she already knew the answer. "Fix what?" I snapped, leaning against the doorframe. "You saying his name or whatever's going on with you and Evan." Her face crumpled. "Nothing's going on, I told you. It was a mistake." "Then why does it feel like you're hiding something?" My voice was low, but it trembled. I wanted her to prove me wrong, to say something that made sense. She didn't. She stood, wringing her hands. "I don't know what you want me to say. The truth, Lila. Just try that." I crossed my arms, daring her to keep lying. She opened her mouth, then shut it. Her eyes darted to her phone on the nightstand. That glance, it was a confession without words. My stomach dropped. "Give me your phone." Her head snapped up. "What? No." "Why not?" I stepped closer, my pulse hammering. "If there's nothing going on, let me see it." "That's crazy," she said, her voice pitching up. "We don't do that, Tom. We trust each other." "Trusted," I corrected, my jaw tight. Past tense. "Hand it over." She froze, her hands trembling. Then, slowly, she picked up the phone, clutching it like a lifeline. "You're blowing this out of proportion." "Am I?" I held out my hand. "Prove it." Her shoulders slumped. She unlocked the phone and handed it to me, her eyes avoiding mine. I opened her messages, my heart pounding so loud I could hear it. Group chats, work stuff, nothing weird at first. Then I saw it, a thread with Evan. My throat tightened as I scrolled. "Evan, you always crack me up at work." "How do you do it?" "Lila, just my charm, I guess." "Don't get used to it." Evan, too late. "You're trouble." "Lila, good kind or bad kind?" I felt sick. This wasn't just friendly banter. It was flirty, intimate. Like they had a secret. I kept scrolling, each message a punch to the gut. "Lila, last night was rough. Tom and I fought again." "Evan, you deserve better." "Someone who sees you." My hands shook. She'd been venting to him about me, sharing our private fights, letting him play the hero. I looked up at her. "You're telling him about our marriage?" Her face went pale. "It's not what you think. We're just friends. Friends don't talk like this." I held up the phone, my voice rising. "You're flirting with him, Lila, while I'm here trying to fix us." She stepped toward me, desperate. "I didn't mean for it to go this far. I was lonely." "Okay. You were always so busy." "And he was just there." "Lonely," I laughed, bitter and sharp. "We're married. You don't get to be lonely with another guy." Tears spilled down her cheeks. "I know I messed up, but I love you, Tom." "I don't want him." "Then why didn't you stop?" I demanded. "These texts go back months." She flinched, like I'd slapped her. "I didn't know how. It just happened." "It just happened." Like that excused it. I tossed her phone onto the bed, my hands shaking with rage. "Pack your stuff. We're leaving." The drive home was silent, the air thick with tension. Lila stared out the window, wiping tears. I gripped the wheel, my knuckles white. Every mile felt like a step toward the end of us. When we pulled into our driveway, Mia ran out, her little face lighting up. "Daddy." I scooped her up, her warmth grounding me. Lila hovered nearby, watching, like she was waiting for me to forgive her. I couldn't. Not yet. Maybe not ever. That night, she tried to act normal, making dinner, chatting about Mia's day. I saw through it. Every time she touched her phone, my skin crawled. Was she texting him, apologizing for getting caught? I couldn't stand it. After Mia went to bed, I confronted her again. "How long, Lila?" I asked, my voice low. "How long have you been talking to him like this?" She sighed, exhausted. "A few months. But it's not what you think. We never did anything physical." "Physical?" I snapped. "You think that's the line? You've been cheating with your heart." Her eyes widened. "That's not fair, not fair." I stepped closer, my voice shaking. "I trusted you. I fought for us. And you're giving pieces of yourself to him." She buried her face in her hands, sobbing. "I'm sorry, Tom. I'll stop. I'll block him. We can go back to therapy." I wanted to believe her. God, I did. But those texts, they were nothing. They were a choice. Over and over, she chose him. I turned away, my chest tight. "I'm sleeping in the guest room." She grabbed my arm. "Please, don't do this. We have Mia. Don't bring her into this," I said, yanking free. "You already broke our family." I walked away, her sobs echoing behind me. In the guest room, I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall. My life was unraveling. The woman I loved, the mother of my child, was a stranger. And Evan, he was no friend. He was a thief, stealing what was mine. The next morning, I woke to a text from Leela. I blocked him. I swear. Can we talk? I didn't reply. I needed more than promises. I needed proof she was done with him. But deep down, I knew trust was gone. And without it, what were we? Asterisk. I couldn't look at Leela without seeing Evan's name in her texts. Every smile, every touch, felt like a lie. 3 days after our disastrous anniversary trip, I was a ghost in my own home. Moving between work, Mia, and the guest room, Leela kept trying cooking my favorite meals, leaving notes saying I love you. But it wasn't enough. I needed the truth, raw and unfiltered. That night, after Mia was asleep, I set Leela down in the living room. The air was heavy, like a storm was brewing. I need to know everything, I said, my voice steady but cold. No more excuses. What's going on with Evan? She fidgeted, twisting her wedding ring. I told you, it's over. I blocked him. Show me. I pointed to her phone on the coffee table. Her eyes widened. You don't believe me, should I? I leaned forward, my gaze locked on hers. You hid this for months, Leela. Show me the phone. She hesitated, then grabbed it, and locking it with trembling hands, she opened her messages and held the screen out. Evan's thread was gone. See, blocked. I wasn't satisfied. What about other apps? Email, work chat? Her face flushed. You're paranoid, paranoid. I stood, my voice rising. You moaned his name in our bed, you flirted with him behind my back. I'm not the crazy one here. She flinched, tears welling up. I'm trying, Tom. I made a mistake. A mistake is forgetting my birthday. I shut back. This was a choice. Every text, every secret. You chose him. I didn't, she cried, standing to. I was lonely. You were always working, always distracted. Evan just listened. The word hit like a slap. So it's my fault you betrayed me? No, she reached for me. But I stepped back. I'm not saying that. I got lost. It wasn't supposed to happen. Then what was it supposed to be? I demanded. You vented to him about me. You let him think he could have you. Did you want him? Her silence was deafening. Her lips parted, but no words came. That was it, the truth she couldn't hide. My chest tightened. You did? No, she blurted, her voice breaking. I mean, I don't know. It was confusing, but I never acted on it. Confusing? I laughed, bitter and sharp. You let him into our marriage, Leela. That's not confusion. That's betrayal. She sank onto the couch, sobbing. I'm so sorry. I'll do anything to fix this. I didn't answer. I couldn't. My mind was racing, replaying every moment I'd missed. The late nights she stayed at work. The way she'd light up when her phone buzzed. I'd been a fool. The next day, I did something I never thought I'd do. I called Evan. My hands shook as I dialed. He answered, his voice casual, like nothing was wrong. Tom, hey man, what's up? Meet me, I said, my tone flat. Now, the diner on 5th. He paused. Sure. Everything okay? Just be there. I hung up. At the diner, Evan slid into the booth across from me, all easy smiles. What's this about? I didn't waste time. You've been texting my wife, flirting with her. Don't lie. His smile vanished. Oh, hold on. It's not like that. Then what's it like? I leaned forward, my voice low. She moaned your name in bed. Evan, explain that. His face went white. What? I had no idea. No idea? I pulled out my phone, where I'd screenshotted their texts before Leela deleted them. I slid it across the table. Read. He scanned the screen, his jaw tightening. Okay, look, we got close to close, but nothing happened. I swear, nothing happened. I scoffed. You told her she deserves better. You wanted her. He rubbed his neck, avoiding my eyes. I don't know, man. She wasn't happy. I was just there. My voice shook with rage. You crossed a line. You knew she was married. I'm sorry, he mumbled, looking down. It won't happen again. You're damn right it won't. I stood, tossing a few bucks on the table. Stay away from her, or I'll make sure everyone at your job knows what kind of guy you are. I walked out, my heart pounding. Confronting him felt good, but it didn't erase the pain. Back home, Leela was waiting, her eyes hopeful. Did you talk to him? Yeah, I said, rushing past her. He's a coward, but that doesn't fix us. Her face fell. What do you want me to do, Tom? I turned, my voice cold. I don't know if you can. Asterisk. Confronting Evan gave me a fleeting rush, but it didn't fix the hole in my chest. Leela's betrayal clung to me like damp rot. Every time I looked at her, I saw her texts, heard her moan his name. Our house, once a haven, felt like a prison. I stayed in the guest room, avoiding her eyes, her touch. Mia was the only thing keeping me sane. Leela tried harder than ever. She'd leave voicemails, crying, begging me to talk. She'd slip notes under the guest room door, I love you. I'll do anything. She even quit her job, saying it was to prove she was done with Evan. I didn't buy it. Quitting wasn't enough. Trust was ash, and no gesture could rebuild it overnight. A week after the diner showdown, I was at my wit's end. Lila's constant apologies felt like performances, each one more desperate than the last. I needed space, so I took Mia to the park. Her laughter as she swung on the monkey bars was a lifeline, but even there, my mind churned. Was Leela still talking to him? Was she lying again? That night, I did something reckless. Leela was asleep, her phone on the kitchen counter. I grabbed it. She'd changed her password, but I knew her too well, her birth year and Mia's initial. It unlocked. My heart raced as I opened her email. Nothing at first, then. Buried in a folder labeled work, I found an email thread with Evan, dated yesterday. Leela, I quit. It's done. I can't keep doing this. Evan, you didn't have to do that. I miss you already. Leela, I had to. Tom knows. I'm trying to save my marriage. Evan, does he deserve you? You're miserable with him. My vision blurred with rage. She'd lied. Again. She hadn't cut him off. She was still pouring her heart out to him. Scrolled further, each word a dagger. Leela, I don't know what I want anymore. I just know I messed up. Evan, you're not the only one who feels something. I'd be there for you. Leela, I dropped the phone, my hands shaking. She wasn't just flirting. She was torn, caught between me and him. I wanted to scream, to smash something. Instead, I printed the emails, every damning word, and left them on the kitchen table. Morning came. Leela found me in the living room, clutching the papers. Her face went ashen. Tom, what is this? You tell me, I said, my voice low, venomous. You said you blocked him. You said it was over. She stammered. It is. I was just closing things off. I threw the papers at her feet. You're telling him you don't know what you want. You're still choosing him. She sank to the floor, sobbing. I didn't mean it like that. I was confused. Okay, I'm trying to fix us. Stop lying. I roared. You're not trying. You're playing both sides, keeping him in your back pocket. Mia's voice cut through the chaos. Daddy, why are you yelling? She stood in the doorway, clutching her stuffed bunny. My heart broke. I knelt, forcing a smile. It's okay, sweetheart. Go back to bed. Leela rushed to her, but Mia ran to me instead, burying her face in my chest. That moment it clarified everything. I wasn't just fighting for me anymore. I was fighting for Mia. I sent Mia to her room with a promise of pancakes later. Then I turned to Leela, my voice cold. I'm done. I can't live like this. Her eyes widened, panicked. What does that mean? It means I'm calling a lawyer. I walked past her, grabbing my keys. No. She screamed, grabbing my arm. We can work this out for Mia. I yanked free. You should have thought of Mia before you emailed him. I drove to my brother's place, my mind a blur. He listened as I spelled everything. His face grim. Man, she's playing you. He said, you gotta protect yourself. And Mia, he was right. I called a divorce attorney that afternoon. The words felt surreal. I want to file. But as I said them, a weight lifted. I wasn't just ending a marriage, I was reclaiming my life. When I got home, Leela was waiting, her face swollen from crying. Please, Tom, don't do this. You did this, I said, my voice steady. Not me. Asterisk. Filing for divorce felt like jumping off a cliff. The lawyer's office was cold, sterile. The paperwork a grim map of my future. Lila's emails to Evan burned in my mind, her indecision, her betrayal. I'd given her every chance to come clean, but she'd chosen lies. Now, I was choosing myself. And Mia. But walking away from 6 years of marriage, it gutted me. Back home, Leela was a wreck. She'd stopped pretending everything was fine. No more forced smiles or love notes. She followed me around pleading, Tom, please, I'll go to therapy. I'll cut everyone off. I love you. Her voice cracked, but I was numb. Her words were just noise now. You had your chance, I said, packing a bag in the guest room. You emailed him yesterday. You think I can trust you after that? She sank onto the bed, sobbing. I was stupid. I was scared. I didn't know how to let go. Let go of what? I spun around, my voice sharp. Him, or the life you thought you could have with him? Her silence was louder than any confession. I zipped my bag, my hands shaking. That's what I thought. Mia's laughter from the living room stopped me cold. She was playing with her dolls, oblivious to the war tearing her parents apart. I couldn't stay here, not with Lila's lies suffocating me. But leaving meant leaving Mia, even for a night. My chest ached as I kissed her forehead. Daddy's gotta go for a bit, okay? Her big eyes searched mine. You coming back? Always. I promised, my throat tight. Leela watched, tears streaming, but I didn't look at her. I walked out. I crashed at my brother's, his couch, my new home. He didn't sugarcoat it. She's not fighting for you, Tom. She's fighting to save face. His words stung, but they were true. Lila's apologies weren't about love, they were about keeping her comfortable life. I wasn't her husband anymore. I was her safety net. The next day, I got a call from a mutual friend, Sarah. Tom, I hate to do this, but you need to know. Lila's at a coffee shop with Evan, right now. My blood ran cold. What? I saw them. She's crying. He's holding her hand. I thought you should know. I hung up, my vision blurring. She'd lied again. After all her promises, her tears, she was with him. I drove to the coffee shop. My pulse hammering. There they were through the window, Leela had in her hands, Evan leaning close, his hand on hers. It wasn't just a talk. It was intimate, raw, like they were sharing a world I wasn't part of. I didn't go inside. I couldn't. If I did, I'd lose it, smash a table, scream. Who knows? Instead, I took a photo through the window, my hands shaking so bad the image blurred. Proof, not for her, but for me, to remind myself who she really was. When I got home, Leela was on the couch, acting like nothing happened. Where were you? She asked, her voice soft, like she still had a right to care. Cut the crap, I said, holding up my phone with the photo. You were with him today? Her face collapsed. Tom, it's not. Stop. I cut her off, my voice booming. You don't get to lie anymore. I saw you. She broke down, sobbing. I just needed to talk to him, to end it properly. End it, I laughed, cold and bitter. You were holding his hand. You're still choosing him. Mia's voice piped up from the hallway. Mommy. Why's Daddy mad? My heart shattered. I knelt, pulling her close. It's okay, baby. Daddy's just upset. Leela reached for her, but Mia clung to me. That was it, the final straw. I couldn't let this destroy my daughter. I'm done. I told Leela, standing. You'll hear from my lawyer. She grabbed my arm, frantic. No, Tom, we can fix this for Mia. You broke this, I said, pulling free. Not me. I left. Mia's confused eyes haunting me. At my brother's, I sat in the dark. The photo of Leela and Evan seared into my brain. I wasn't just losing a marriage. I was losing the life I'd built, but I was done being her fool. Asterisk. Lila's lies were a poison I couldn't purge. Seeing her with Evan at that coffee shop, hand in hand, was the final nail in our marriage's coffin. I was done with her tears, her excuses, her betrayal. But walking away wasn't just about me. Mia deserved better than a home built on deception. I had to end this, but I didn't expect how it would explode. The lawyer moved fast. Papers were drafted, custody terms outlined. I wanted joint custody of Mia, nothing less. Leela fought it, calling me daily. Her voicemail's a mix of sobs and pleas. Tom, don't tear our family apart, she'd cry. But she'd already done that. I deleted every message, my resolve hardening. I wasn't her fallback plan anymore. A month later, we met at a mediator's office. Leela looked hollow, her eyes red, her hands clutching a tissue. I'm sorry, she whispered as we sat across the table. I never meant to hurt you. Then why did you? I asked, my voice fled. Why him? While she shook her head. No answer. The mediator pushed papers toward us. I signed without hesitation. Lila's pen hovered, trembling, before she scrawled her name. It was over. 6 years, gone. I felt empty, but free. That night, I took Mia for ice cream. She giggled, chocolate smeared on her chin. And for a moment, I could breathe. Daddy, are you and Mommy still friends? She asked, her eyes wide. I forced a smile. We'll always be your parents, kiddo. It wasn't a lie, but it wasn't the truth either. Then came the bombshell. Sarah, our mutual friend, called me a week later. Tom, you need to hear this. Lila's been telling people you drove her to Evan. That you were distant, cold, made her feel alone. I froze, my blood boiling. She's blaming me. It gets worse, Sarah said. She's with Evan now. Like, officially. They're posting photos online. I opened my phone, hands shaking. There it was, Lila's Instagram, a selfie with Evan, their smiles smug, caption, new beginnings. My stomach churned. She hadn't just betrayed me, she was rewriting our story to make me the villain. I wanted to scream, to confront her, but I stopped. She didn't deserve my anger, not anymore. Instead, I planned my own explosion. Lila's birthday was coming up, a big event she'd been hyping to her friends. She'd invited me. Probably to play happy co-parents for show. IRSVD, yes, but not for her. I had a plan. The party was at a local bar, packed with our old crew. Leela glowed, Evan at her side, acting like they'd done nothing wrong. I walked in, my heart pounding, holding a USB drive. Sarah had helped me compile everything, screenshots of Lila's texts, emails, even the coffee shop photo. I wasn't here to beg. I was here to expose. As Leela raised a glass for a toast, I plugged the USB into the bar's projector system. The room went quiet as the screen lit up. Texts flashed across it, Lila's flirty messages, her venting about me, Evan's smug replies. Then the photo, her hand in his, their faces close. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Lila's glass crashed to the floor. What are you doing?" she screamed. "Showing the truth," I said. My voice calm but loud. "You lied to everyone. You blamed me. This is who you really are." Evan stood, red-faced. "You're pathetic, man, pathetic." I laughed, stepping toward him. "You chased a married woman. You're the pathetic one." The room buzzed with whispers. Friends stared at Leela, some in shock, others in disgust. She sobbed, grabbing her purse, and ran out, Evan trailing her. I unplugged the USB and walked away, my head high. For the first time in months, I felt like, now, I'm rebuilding. I've got me a half the time, a new apartment, a new job. Leela and Evan, they're together. But I hear it's rocky. Karma, maybe. I'm not perfect, but I'm free from lies, free to be the dad Mia needs. I'm starting over, and it feels good. What would you have done at that party? Would you have exposed the truth like I did, or walked away quietly? Tell me in the comments. Thanks for following my story. Here's to new beginnings, asterisk. That's the end of today's story. Did things turn out the way you thought? Or were there some surprises along the way? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't joined the community yet, now's the perfect time. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you're always the first to catch new stories. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next adventure, asterisk.